We back off a quick little break. You know, it's a little quick little reset right before the holidays. But before we get into all that, I believe this is episode 89 of the Monday Night Wave. I go by Jay, aka the Lonely One, Pod Breaker, Pod Reed, Pod Well, Jacob Freeman, because I pod better than you know it. Misrespected Jumpers in the building. And we back like we never left with the trios, but you know what time it is. I got to pass it off to the one, the only, the Quattro, Mr. Heroic. Please take it away from here.
He is a wild card. He is the king of gorgeous. He is Mr. Sexy Ass Lottery. And I'm not just saying it, everybody's saying it. His name is 4 letters, 1 word. They preoccupied themselves of whether or not they should. They didn't stop to think if they could. Or no, I said that backwards. Oh, God. I messed up my intro. Hero, and I am he. I was quoting Jurassic Park, and I effed it up. They preoccupied themselves of whether or not they should. They didn't stop to think if they... God damn it, I did it again.
Anyways, it's your boy, the OTC of the Monday Night Wave. DT, I'm in the building. What's happening? You know what's going on. Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
This episode's going to be covering Raw and AEW Blood and Guts, which happened this week. Or this previous week, depending on when you listen to this. But before we get into that, small bit of news. Small bit of news is going on in the wrestling world, or just the world in general. You know, a lot of rumors happening, a lot of hearsay. You know, just got a lot going on. Before we get into all that, we do have to talk about some signings here. We see that Joe Hendry has officially signed to the WWE. My initial thought was Joe Hendry's always been signed to WWE. You know, like whether we like it or not, he's been on. I think I've seen him more in NXT than TNA for anything. Like all his clips, ever since Mania, he's been WWE, bro. Like we knew what the game was here. Any surprise? Anybody's like, oh my God, Joe Hendry signed?
Nah.
This was, I'll put it like this. As surprising as it was that the Mavericks traded Luka, this was the complete opposite of that.
Yeah. Yep.
The
only thing more surprising than that is the G in MAGA now stands for Make America Gag Again. You know. So.
Bubba.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
That man said the big beautiful bill. We thought he was talking about the
paper. Man. That's great. I love it.
Oh shit. All right, spinning out of that.
You think he did that for the promise of presidency? No, you know if I do this, I got to be president in 2016.
I gotta I don't know how to segue. I don't want to put that energy on like TNA or anything like that.
But you in the Oval Office sucking dick for the Oval Office.
Damn.
That's a real ballroom.
For sure. All right. We're back. We're back. We had our fun. TNA had Mike Santana lose. And I felt like that was the wildest thing to happen. Granted, I'm not really locked in TNA, but I knew he just got the belt. I knew that he was just on like a storyline where people wanted to get it. They just had their big show.
Yeah.
And he loses to Frankie Kazarian, which is a legend, but also like I don't think anybody saw that. So what the hell is happening there? And to kind of piggyback into that or piggyback off of that, the whole spinning this into he's unhappy, which turned out to be a work, in all the wrestling sites were like, nigga, y'all trying to work us with real information, with fake information. Like you're feeding fake information to the dirt sheets or whatever, and that had them all riled up and upset too. So yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on in TNA. I never do. To just clarify here, but yeah.
I mean, yeah. At least we're being honest. So the quote I was trying to say from Ian Malcolm, they were so preoccupied of whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should. And this relates to not only this particular booking, but some of the stuff in AEW and WWE. I feel like the last 2 weeks, all three companies have been just doing whatever, they've just been doing stuff. And without and a lot of it's been nonsensical. One of the things is this. This came out of super left field. Being again Frankie Kazarian, he is a legend. Most of his work that I've seen was his AEW run, and I've seen, I guess, a little bit of this TNA run, but like, I don't know. It's a very questionable thing, but it's also, from what I know about TNA history, they love to shoot themselves in the foot, like when they get hot. Like they get hot and then they'll make a dumb decision. That just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, man, like, I'm not going to pretend that I care about TNA because I don't watch it. I do think it's questionable. I do think it's confusing. But if I was a TNA fan, this would be the time I'd play the Let It Play Out card just to see what's going on. Maybe they want to give Mike a second, like, quick reign, and it's just like, they're just going to play hot potato for a second or something. But yeah, I don't know. I think it was confusing booking, and it's one of those things where it's like, you love to burn the goodwill of your fans. Like, it doesn't matter who's running it, whether it's Scott or the new guy or the
Tommy Dreamer,
Tommy, or what's her name, Dixie Carter. Like, they love to burn the good faith, the goodwill of the fans, because it's like, yeah, the Bound for Glory, that's their WrestleMania. Like, they wanted Mike to get it. Mike was he had the rocket on him, and they prolonged it with having Trick Williams hold the title, and Joe Hendry had it before him, and blah blah blah. But yeah, no, very questionable. So yeah, all I did with that, it was a head scratcher, and it's not the only head scratcher we'll talk about today.
No.
Only thing I saw out of this was talks of Mike Kazarian, or whatever his name is,
Frank.
and
Frankie.
Frank. I said Mike. I meant Santana. Definitely meant Frank. Frank and AJ Styles having a match for the belt, since it's AJ's last year. So
I did see a rumor of that as well, that AJ might have preferred to fight an old friend or something. I don't know. I also saw a similar take.
I guess. What do you mean? I guess that could be a possibility. With Cena's like last run and being next month, you start January off on like, the AJ Styles retirement tour. Then I guess I could see that, right? Still, very odd thing to do. Like, very odd thing. I think even like Santana was getting attacked by like Dark State. Like, I thought they were out there, like, or maybe it was another group, but
some NXT people came out.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where it's like you want the babyface to feel screwed. Like, the babyface finally got their moment. Mike Santana, he got his Dusty in the Madison Square Garden moment, but he got screwed a month later, and it's going. So for people who are super following him and just super following this company, then it's like you want retribution, you want redemption. It's like, how are you going to do this to my babyface? It's kind of similar to how like some people felt during Kofi Mania, where it was like Vince just kept coming out and giving all these other things. It's like, what else does my man have to do
to prove,
type of thing. So maybe that's the route that they're going. They're trying to make him way more of a sympathetic babyface, but and also at the same time he gets a second run because that was his first title reign. So now you're adding to the accolades. He'll be a 2-time. So maybe that's the route that they're trying to go. I have no idea though. But
okay. Yeah, let's talk about it. In the realm of TNA, Jericho had said some things about, how I think Bound for Glory looked like a WWE crowd. It was a huge show. They looked great. And then in the same kind of quote, also I think took a shot at AEW, saying like they look better than AEW at the ECW arena. XYZ. This led to many, myself included, believing that Jericho may be on his way out and possibly heading to WWE. Now, we've talked about it beforehand. I believe here I mentioned a couple of times that losing Jericho in AEW would be a big loss to AEW. But in the aspect of like if he goes to WWE, what do we do here? Where does Jericho fit in this world of WWE?
I said it on probably 10 episodes ago. If you wrestled during the Attitude Era, you should be out of the ring by now. You should be done. Just let it go. And Jericho got a band. Like, go on tour. Like, go do something. Like, produce. Like, help other people wrestle. Like, I'm going to start a "We Don't Want It" chant in a minute. That's all I'm saying. Just let that shit go, dog. Let it go. Let it go.
Jericho retirement tour. Maybe he wants to go back to WWE.
Man, everybody can't be Cena. God damn, if everybody get a retirement tour in this motherfucker, then what does John Cena's last year mean?
I mean,
what does it mean?
John, the second person to retire this year, you might as well give it to everybody.
I think the benefit of a retirement tour
for who?
Just in general, just the concept of it. I think the benefit of the concept of it, with as far as wrestling goes, I think the benefit is that when we were younger, like wrestlers didn't like people love to complain like how everyone in the main title picture, like with WWE and whatnot, they're like all in their 40s and whatnot. There used to be a point in time where wrestlers didn't live past 40. So like
right.
I think the concept of having a retirement tour is I'm okay with the concept. Do I think it should be every year? Like, no. Maybe you shouldn't retire this year because we just did one. Shinsuke said he might be up soon. We know Kenny's up soon. There's a lot of people that
Hardy's just retired this year.
Yeah, like so it's like, yeah, not everyone needs a retirement tour. I'm sorry, not everyone could be Kobe, not everyone could be Cena. But I do like the concept of it in the sense of like, again, like a lot of it's new that our day and age that we're like wrestlers are living this long.
Exactly. So why put yourself in danger?
I mean WWE safe. But he ain't gonna do nothing crazy in WWE. Like he'd be fine.
Yeah, if he's not,
him
more...
being in WWE is crazy. Like just like.
Yeah, I mean, again, like Loner said, I think this would be a bad thing for AEW in the sense that he's your first champion. He has name recognition. Yes, a lot of us got tired of him his last like 2, 3, 4 runs, the last couple of years. But losing another name, like you lost Cody, you lost CM Punk, losing a Jarrett, and then what if you lose a Mox? What if you lose a Mercedes? Like you can't keep losing these big these big recognized names. Like there was a reason during like the first year of AEW, the first 2 years, but the first year of AEW, like they paired Jericho, they sent him to NBA in the inside. Like he was next to Shaq and Kenny and whatnot. Like even though he was getting roasted by NBA Twitter, there was a reason that they chose him and not someone that people would not recognize. And I think losing another big name, I think that's a blow. I think it's a blow to them.
I see what you mean. You're meaning in the sense of like the guy who can go and travel and do like the behind the scenes work of like being the Titus, right? Not saying Titus is not in a weird way. I'm not downplaying anything Titus O'Neil does, but just that PR guy, the guy who can go around and spread the word of who you are, what you're doing, X, Y, Z. The thing that kind of catches me with that is that you're like, we don't want to lose another one. And I think because they've already lost a Cody and survived, you lost to CM Punk and survived, you could lose Jericho and be just fucking fine. I feel like that's kind of how they're operating. At least that's how I would feel. Because losing those two should have put you in the mud, like, for sure. And for a brief moment, it kind of did. So I think that you could survive, if Jericho's like, I want to go somewhere else. I think that's kind of the angle that they're playing. I think that maybe be the reason that Tony's like, yeah, we would love you to come back, but we can't have you come back in the capacity that you were in before. And that could be the hard pill, the hard ego pill to swallow for some like Elite Talents that like, yeah, you're still a legend. We love to have you, but hey, we got to drop you down the totem pole. We have the Kevin Knights, we have the Speedballs, we have the Ricochets, we have the Kyle Fletchers that we're trying to push here. So maybe that could be the thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I see that. I would say that like, okay, they barely recover from Punk, but they still survive, and they for sure will survive without Jericho, absolutely. But it's like, how many big names can you really lose without it eventually taking like, you don't have the like, you having a big name, even if he doesn't work all the time, which he shouldn't, taking up a bunch of screen time, which he shouldn't, but it's still like, I don't know. I see you. I see what you're saying, and I think it is true. But I'm like, how many chinks in the armor can you get until the armor breaks?
God,
You know,
I don't think Jericho's that big of a.
Jay,
there was a reason. There was a reason he was their first AEW champion.
For sure.
They could have.
But that was also 6 years ago. He's 56 now. He should have been done then.
But if you see him on TV, like if you're just channel scrolling, you're not watching wrestling, like you're not an avid watcher like that. If you're just channel scrolling, you'll be like, oh, that's Chris Jericho. Like, you'll recognize him. That's why he was doing a lot of the PR stuff. So, and I'm like, you can't keep losing those kind of people.
I think that that same role that you're mentioning, because you're like, oh shit, I flipped the channel, it's Chris Jericho. I think they garnered a lot of fans when they did that with somebody bigger than Jericho, i.e. Sting. When you're flipping the channel, it's like, oh shit, that's Sting, I want to check it out. So you kind of like fade Jericho out in that sense too, to where you didn't really need him to be that role anymore. You had Sting to do that, and now you have.
But Sting is gone.
No, for sure. But now, like, they don't need it. I don't think they need that recognition from like that kind of from the old WWE audience, because I think that they're looking to kind of get away from that in particular. I think that's what fucked them up in like the run in general, is that they kept trying to bring in WWE stars and trying to be like WWE Light, and people kept leaving, and you kind of messed up your fucking pecking order of shit. So I think they're getting back to the nature of what AEW was in general, which was just wrestlers wrestling and not former WWE talent. I think, to be honest, the last WWE talent they signed, was it Ricochet or Bobby in October last year? Like, I think that's been
No, it was Andrade.
Yeah, technically, yeah, you're right. Technically, yeah. You got anything closing, DT, before we get out of this? I got two more topics.
Yeah, without you looking at your computer, I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you remember the last two teams that Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter played for? Nope, you don't. That's my point. There's no reason why Jericho should still be on the roster. Let's go, next topic. Like, what are we doing?
Speaking of, people run out of time here. SmackDown's going to 3 hours. I'm going back to 3 hours. I think they said January. And I haven't watched a SmackDown since Brock. I damn sure not watching 3-hour SmackDown. I don't think they have anything. Let me rephrase that. Until they show me that they got something for 3 hours, I might.
How they gonna show you if you don't watch?
No. I mean, like, oh shit, they're doing a superstar shakeup or a draft or something that makes sense here. Maybe.
Lash just pulled up.
I saw that.
Right.
I was piqued my interest. I saw that.
That means Trick Williams is not that far behind.
True.
Yeah,
I see. It ain't happening yet.
Okay. So we're gonna start seeing an infusion of new talent. Also, actually, no, they're starting to swap shows and shit. I don't think that draft shit is happening. I don't know if y'all paying attention. That draft shit's not happening. That shit's done so. What they're gonna just start doing is niggas is just gonna pop up on shows that they're not supposed to be on, and then they're just gonna be there. And they'll probably just announce it on Twitter and be like, "Yeah, I'm here now." Ugh. Because they there's no way creatively that you have time to do a draft and you're trying to push all these other stories.
To operate that though,
I disagree. I think they will do it. Like, now that you're a part of ESPN, it makes the most sense to do a draft at some point, because you could have a Stephen A. be like, "Oh, Roman Reigns is going to Raw." You can have that cross promotion. It does work.
That don't work.
I do not want to see Stephen Anthony Smith talk shit about WWE.
I don't want to see it either. But I'm just saying, like, they're with they're partnered. Like,
and you know who's going to do their draft. You know who's going to do the draft. It's going to be Pat McAfee. Why would anybody else on ESPN do their draft?
It's going to be a lot of people. No. I'm not saying just ESPN people, because like Stephanie McMahon will show up. Like, they'll be. I'm telling you can't leave that off the table. Like, they are part of a sports channel now. They're going to do a draft at some point.
The thing about doing that though is that you run the risk of ruining good moments with people who don't really care for the WWE product. I do agree with DT. Like, it's probably Pat McAfee. He's the most familiar with the product and sports world. But bringing in, like, Stephen A. to take his time out of his day to do a draft, in his eyes, for fake combat, he won't take that seriously. Like that, and then you would see that he would mess up names, or you won't get the authenticity that you're looking for here. It would be a bad, like, PR move to do that.
He has interviewed Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman in the last year.
Yeah,
I think he
we gotta
can
get
read
that
a
nigga
car.
to care about Otis and Tozawa and them getting drafted. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the big names, he's
So
gonna
then
clear that apart.
you use him to draw a big name. that solves the problem. Like the last couple drafts, like there was a person who, besides the GMs, like there was a couple special people. They did like one draw, and that was it. Like Stephanie said somebody, someone else said somebody, but it was mostly Nick and Adam Pearce. But like you can have celebrity people read the thing, and that is easy cross promotion. Like there's a reason they went to ESPN, and it's not just because of the money.
Did we not see the first crossover for ESPN sent out some pretty not fair reviews of the product? So you want to add on to that a draft of people that they don't know for a product that they also don't care about, that people are kind of watching on ESPN or not? Like, I don't.
Seth is on Good Morning Football every week.
Yeah, but that's different.
Like they know a lot.
The crossover
Good Morning Football is on the NFL Network. That's not ESPN.
Either way, it's a different world to take Seth Rollins and place him in the NFL world, to where you can talk about football. He loves football, right? That fits. He loves Bears. Taking Stephen A. and placing him into the WWE world when he's not a real fan of WWE, it won't cross over that well. Which is why I said Pat McAfee makes the most sense. Dua Rosenberg makes the most sense, right? But Rosenberg don't work for ESPN. But just saying, like, throwing some people in there who are familiar with the product, like throwing, it's like Shannon Sharp, and we got Stephen A. Smith to do the draft on ESPN, like, and putting that on ESPN. You're not ready for that level of blowback. That's a national level of, like, blowback. And WWE's popular, but not that popular, bro.
Well, I will say, Shannon Sharp does, or somebody, whoever's running the Nightcap account, they watch WWE programming weekly. And Shannon Sharp does know his wrestlers. But he's not going to do anything with ESPN because he can't come back. So that's how.
That's also true. We didn't kind of like finish the thoughts on the 3-hour SmackDown.
Okay, so yeah, I was about to say So I'm happy for it. Although I'm never going to be able to watch a full episode. That was my biggest complaint when it was 3 hours. But right before they changed back, it found its footing. Like the 3-hour SmackDowns, everyone seemed to enjoy them. Then they took it away, and now a lot of people are not getting time. The tag division isn't getting, like, the best thing on SmackDown currently is the U.S. title scene. So now we'll be able to have more people get some time. Street Profits, anyone who's been in catering. This is a good thing for the talent, especially since SmackDown doesn't have the same amount of stars as Raw has. This gives the fans, whether it's just fans online, whether it's the fans at the actual shows, it gives them a chance to get to know whatever talent is there and get to, get accustomed to them and have feelings for them and, get connections. So I think it's a good thing. It is a struggle. It's going to be hard. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to be able to ever watch a full 3-hour SmackDown because it's a work night for me. But as far as the talent goes, it's a good thing for them. And if it's anything similar to what the SmackDown was before WrestleMania, then they will be a good show.
I got a question. If SmackDown came to town, you guys buying a ticket, would y'all go?
I would go because I like live wrestling, and I would like to be surprised, but I would rather see a Raw, for sure, because I know, like, Raw has all the goddamn star power.
Okay.
I would rather see, but, like, if a SmackDown show was right now between, like, this whole War Games, then yeah, because then I know, like, oh, there's going to be, maybe Drew shows up, maybe, whatever. But, like, no, there's a reason why SmackDown hasn't been doing as good as Raw, and a lot of that is because of star power. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to want me to pay all that much to see the MFTs? Nah, bro, I'm not paying that much.
Not going to get your JC, shirt?
Man,
DT, SmackDown coming to town. You going? You paying for it? You in there?
How much are the tickets?
Let's just say it was $100 a pop.
100?
Yeah.
I could scrounge up $100. I could scrounge up $10 bills.
Okay.
Where am I sitting?
Oh my god!
I don't know.
He's
man.
not SeatGeek. Like,
Shit, I'm just saying the ticket's $100. You going or not, nigga?
I just need to know how much is it. Where am I sitting? Because I can have a better view at home depending on, and I'm not paying $100 like you at like. That's like
I'm just
asking
saying,
me if I want to go to
hypothetically, if SmackDown was here, would you go?
It just depend on how much tickets.
Okay, depends on how much for you. For H, it depends on like what's happening around the SmackDown. Makes sense. Cool. You know who did attend the SmackDown, or actually a Raw? West Side Gun attended the Raw in Buffalo. Right?
oh my gosh!
Your boy's good. Your boy's good.
No, that's good. I don't remember us ever bringing this up pre-show. Let's talk about it.
Your boy West Side Gun attended a Raw in Buffalo and got kicked out at 8:05. Show starts at 8. He says he got kicked out at 8:05. He actually has video footage of him talking to somebody, and they were just like, "Hey, you got to go." West Side Gun has been well known within the rap community as far as his crossover between hip hop and pro wrestling. He's been at multiple shows, at multiple promotions, has his own promotion in Fourth Rope. Clearly, one for the culture, right? Loves wrestling, diehard wrestling. Matter of fact, one of the inspirations for us doing this was I was like, damn, I would love to talk wrestling and mix hip hop with it. Huge influence in like the creation of the wave. That being said, he had went through all his music, removed all the WWE like footage, or not footage, but pictures that he had. He used to do cover arts of everything, like once again for the culture.
I think he even changed the names of the tracks too.
Yeah, changed like it's been years of like a lot of this like rap culture, wrestling culture shit. He came out, so you can't do it no more. You can't support it. They've been hassling him. I remember the first time like one of the announcers were like hassling him before, and then the copyright strikes for like the promos and stuff like that, which I get because you don't own that content. But at the same time, he's been a fan, right? And in the realm of music, we've seen the likes of Post Malone, a Jelly Roll, a Travis Scott. Y'all put Lil Yachty and Quavo and Rich the Kid or whoever on the the TV or on camera. But when it comes to somebody like that, like him, a Wale, a Smoke Dizzle, like those people who are diehards, they get no love here. What do we take of that, or this entire situation? Because I feel like it's fucked up, personally.
If there's not going to be a statement, then there's only one thing we can take away from it. Because what's the difference? What's the difference?
Elaborate.
What's the difference between the artists that you said that they showcase on television and the ones that they don't?
Popularity.
Yeah.
So we're using those ones for their views, their engagement, their analytics of a Post Malone is stronger than the analytics of a West Side Gun.
Maybe.
The
if
crossover
we
shirts
look
for
at,
Travis Scott were way better than the crossover shirts that we would got from West Side Gun, which I think was fun. Because West Side Gun was fly shit.
If we look at how many followers these artists have and how much streaming, blah 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 they have, then yeah, you would be correct. Both Travis and Post get a lot more plays and views and whatnot. My take with this thing is that, one, he didn't make wrestling cool. I refuse to believe that. It doesn't make any sense to me. This is not his first time having a tiff about WWE. He had this like 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. And then they semi-patch it up, and they're showing him on NXT. They show him when he's in the crowds. Like, what else? Like, you want them to kiss your ass because you steal their IP and you use it as album covers?
God, that's crazy.
So I have a question.
That's what
crazy.
they're like, and he's using Benoit, someone who is banned. And also he currently has a picture of like Hitler as one of his things. So why would they want to be associated with?
Nigga, they MAGA.
Nigga, sure, yes, yeah, sure, you can argue that. But
They just hosted Donald Trump.
This nigga spitting water in the White House, nigga. You wouldn't get on this nigga about
They hosted Don. Who hosted Donald's show?
He was just in what show was he just at?
You're talking about one person. You're talking about Triple H and him on Pat McAfee. That's one person. That's not the company as a whole. That's not TOK as a whole.
Oh, come on.
Who came out and said that? Hold on. Who came out before the Boston show and said that they run this shit? Who was that?
That was Triple H. But Triple H is not the company.
That nigga kissing and hugging that nigga on stage, bro. Every time you see him.
He is the head of creative. That is not the company.
If the nigga the head of creative, he's your spokesperson, right? He's the nigga that you see on camera. You talk about WWE, and that nigga's at the White House. You think that don't like reflect? That doesn't translate? You think just because we see him at the White House, we don't think that WWE's MAGA? But this nigga is the spokesperson for the whole program.
If DT drew a picture of Mario, what do you think Nintendo's going to do? If he drew a picture of Mario and was trying to sell it, they're going to shut his shit down because he's using their IP without permission.
Niggas make rugs and sell rugs with characters on it all the time. I can guarantee you that they don't have no deal worked out because they're not that big.
Yeah. I don't like it because...
So why does it matter?
In the world of hip-hop, you'd be like, oh, they're using IPs. We love hip-hop. Sampling is a huge part of that. That's part of the art. That's part of the culture of shit. So like,
I agree with that, but if a company doesn't want to do business with you like that because you're using pictures of Hitler very openly,
he's the volatile one. He's the one.
I didn't say he was. I did not say volatile, but I'm just saying, like, if you could do business with a Wale and a Travis Scott as opposed to a West Side Gun, who a lot of people do not know is
Travis Scott just had somebody die at his concert, nigga. What are we talking about? I'm just like. But like no, being dead ass though, like what?
Well, and we're bringing up 2020. I'm bringing up 2025. But yeah,
I'm
he
just
did have that
in general. Yes. Like these artists are not cleaner than West Side Gun just because of like you think of like his artistic vision.
I'm just saying, as a company, if someone is quote unquote stealing your IP and they are doing stuff without your permission, does that mean you have to kiss their ass because he might have garnished them a couple extra fans?
I think that
they show him on NXT. They show him all the time.
I think that when you are talking
when you say show him,
yeah, what do you mean?
Real quick, because they don't showcase him the same way they showcase other people. You will just see him because he has a gaudy chain and he buys tickets and sits in the front
corner row. Yeah,
I know exactly where he sit every show,
every game.
And unless it's a WrestleMania where he sometimes sit behind the announcers, he's sitting in the front in the entrance in the corner, right by the stairs, or he's sitting on the backside across from next to where the announcers sit in the corner. Them is the two West Side seats.
You don't get a name plate.
They don't say, "Oh, this is West Side Gun, Buffalo rapper." Da 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 da. They don't give him a belt. They don't say, "Oh, look who's here today. That's my buddy." None of that.
Do that for someone who's not necessarily a mainstream rapper. You're going to give them a plate and a belt.
That's crazy because now we're playing classism, and that's the issue But no, that's the issue that Wale had. I remember Wale said the same quote, like they were using bigger people because of their notoriety. They don't really care about the Wales or who do they shit and like really love wrestling. They just want the fucking numbers,
right? And then they worked it out to where Wale had a song for Big E. Like, yeah, they had a rough patch, but they worked it out because he was professional. He didn't post a 2-page thing on Twitter.
Yeah, but Wale he don't get the opportunity to come in the ring and do shit like that. He don't come to be a manager.
He did a rap battle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like in general, like you don't constantly bring him back, right? Mm-hmm. Like, and that's the thing. Like we're mentioning like the images of these artists. It seems not you. But that phrase seems very anti-black, anti-hip-hop, like, you got to be the perfect ideal candidate for you to be on TV or to be on our screen. Meanwhile, we got to fucking watch this man spit water everywhere. We got to watch Brock come back and he's fucking pissing on people. Like, this is weird shit happening in general. Like, but these guys are the issue? They ain't did shit.
These are valid points. These are valid points. I think they're valid. I think the points are valid.
I'm a spin out. I'm a spin out because we can keep going on this forever. We got a long show to go over. So last thing, start, bench, cut. These are my favorite things to do here. So this week's start, bench, cut are stipulation matches. We are cutting, or start, bench, cut, TLC.
Well, we know he cutting TLC.
Elimination Chamber.
He's benching that.
Hell in a Cell.
And he is starting Hell in a Cell.
And let's add some spice to it. Whichever you're keeping the history with the wrestling, with these themes or with these matches. So like, if you cut TLC, we're cutting out the Hardys and the Christian and the Dudley Boys.
All right.
We're putting pressure on it. We're putting pressure on it. It's been too easy.
Hold on, because that's crazy. To me, that's crazy. I disagree with that.
Nah, I've got to
disagree with that.
Put some heat on it.
100%.
We're cutting Hell in a Cell. We're taking away Cody and Seth. We're cutting Elimination Chamber. We're taking out Cena's wins. Shawn Michaels winning.
Were we cutting out the John Cena heel turn too?
Cut it.
Because that did happen at Elimination Chamber.
Cut it.
All right, so then I gotta cut TLC. Damn near. I gotta cut TLC. I think, unfortunately.
Which one are you starting? Which one are you benching?
Gotta start Hell in a Cell. Gotta start Hell in a Cell. So then that just leaves me benching and Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Where you at, Age?
Start TLC, bench Hell in a Cell, cut Elimination Chamber.
Oh.
You know, I might be right there with you. Except I'm starting Hell in a Cell, benching TLC, cutting Elimination Chamber. Reason being is that, like, one of my earliest memories of Hell in a Cell was Armageddon Hell in a Cell, which I wish they did more of, like the 6 people inside the Hell in a Cell, and then throwing Rikishi off the top blew my fucking mind. I thought he was dead. Like,
so did his wife. Apparently, he got cussed. He's talked about that on multiple occasions. He got cussed out for that.
Like
she told that nigga not to come home.
Watching him like fall off the top, bro.
Or Undertaker and Mankind,
bro.
Yeah, that's you got to start Hell in a Cell.
And then getting the games and just climbing up to be on the top of like the Hell in a Cell, like that's one of my favorite things about the Hell in a Cell was them wrestling on top. And then, like, you know, falling through the middle, like, the Hell in a Cell has to fucking start for me. TLC's just TLC. There's a lot of great moments in TLCs. I don't think I could honestly be a wrestling fan and get rid of the Hardys, Dudleys, Christian. Like, I couldn't do that. So, unfortunately, Elimination Chamber has to go. And not saying Elimination Chamber is bad, per se. But I don't think they have as many historic, memorable moments for me than the 2 that I, put in front of it.
That's fair.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right. Let's talk about Raw. Go. Dick, go. Yeah, we'll start. It's all right. Let's start with Raw here. This week we're in Boston. It's John Cena's like final show in Boston. Sea of green. Them people were ready to go. Cena shirts everywhere. Like,
made me sick to my stomach. All that damn Boston Celtic green.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, if there was one show, if I had the money to go to, that would have been the one. Just because to be in that arena and to feel that like that pop like in person for the last time, crazy work. And you know who else wanted to feel that pop? Mr. Hunter Hearst Helmsley himself. Mr. Paul Levesque wanted to feel that energy. So much so that he kicks off the show. A random Raw. I was like, hey, he don't never do this. Why is he? What's going on here? And he cuts a little monologue, a little promo about, there's been talks of who the greatest of all time is. The energy in the crowd. There's been opinions online, but there's no opinion on who's the best in the world, the best in the business here. And that is John Cena. So he intros John Cena out, and I'm like, okay, I guess. I guess we can do this. John Cena gets in the ring, grabs the mic, and Triple H stands in the corner. I'm like, leave. Go somewhere. Why are you still here? Why are you standing here farming all the aura? This ain't for you. This is for him. It reminded me of Draymond talking to Paul Pierce. They don't love you like that. They don't love you like that. All right? So...
Because somebody is on the farewell tour, which is crazy. Shit, add Jericho and Paul Pierce to the same thing. Shit, get these niggas the fuck out of here, bro.
You're not Kobe, bro. They don't love you like that. And so I'm sitting like, damn, like John's, he's cutting this promo. He's thank you, Cena, a chance of reigning out everywhere. He's talking about like next month is going to be his last show. And I also think in the same promo he mentioned that he's bringing the NXT talent to the show, which I should have kind of put two and two together here, to where if he's mentioning that this next show or the Saturday main event in December is going to feature NXT talent, I should have thought that he's not putting nobody young over, or nobody young is getting that 1-on-1 against John Cena, because you wouldn't do that, would you? You wouldn't have NXT talent on the show and then also have him put over somebody young. I mean, you could, but like, is that the play? Like, do we still think that he's putting over, an NXT talent or somebody younger on his way out?
No, it's looking more, now that he has the IC belt, which I'm sure we'll get to in a second, it's looking more and more like it's going to be a vet. I know everybody wants Gunther, but I'm going to just throw Sheamus' hat in the ring for the belt at least. I know that would be a crazy match.
And they have history.
A crazy person to put Cena away, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Right now, it's kind of up in the air for me.
So while he's cutting this promo saying like NXT talent are going to be on the showcase or be showcased for on Saturday Night's main event next month, enter Dom Mysterio. Dom's here. He's upset about what happened last week. He's talking to Triple H like, "Hey, you seen what the hell happened last week? That can't be happening to me. I'm the champion here. I'm the Intercontinental Champion. Actually, I'm double champion. I'm Triple H champion and IC."
Triple A Mega Campeon.
Which we'll talk about some other stuff too, because I don't know if they're going to do Dom versus Bray in San Diego, which I feel like is a layup, but neither here nor there. We'll talk about that later. Anywho, what we get is Dom versus John Cena for the IC, and at this point, I was like, yeah, this is what I want. It's the last one he's been missing. I want to see him get this IC. And I love this match so much, it's on my match of the year list.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's my Owen Wilson. Wow.
It's on the list for me. I really, really enjoyed this match here.
Okay.
And credit to like Dom for being, polished and just getting better. But also credit to like, John Cena for knowing he just knows how to work, bro. Like he knows how to make everything look good. And that's just the benefit of working with John Cena. Everything looks solid. It should at least, Yeah. John says something crazy in the promo where he's like anywhere else you could have had a chance, but like today in this place,
not this guy, not this place, not tonight.
He's like, I'm invincible. Like you,
yeah.
And at that point, I was like, oh, we getting Super Cena. Like, yeah. So just the promo before the match had me super, super excited, bro. And then the match was great too. Like this is a combo 1-2 punch for me, and I was like, sold. Thoughts? What do y'all got?
Minus the Hunter part, which, I mean, I'm not as down on it as other people, such as, including yourself. But minus that, I thought it was a good first 40 minutes of Raw, a great first 40 minutes of Raw, if that. And, man, I love Dom. He's grown so much. He's probably, I would argue, the best heel right now in any company, as far as, like, his facial expressions, his reactions, his timing, his selling, the whole shebang-a-bang. Dom is that guy, and it was a great match, and also believe in the wave, because we definitely brought this up like in August, I think.
Yeah, we just had that at Survivor Series.
So,
we didn't have it on the Raw. We're a month.
Yeah, no.
or a couple weeks early, but we predicted it.
But yeah, we predicted, and I'm happy with it. To go to what you were talking about a little bit earlier when I came back in, I and this, I guess this is just a quick side plot or a subplot, but I think Gunther's a red herring, and I think it would benefit someone else to win this IC title. I don't know who based off the list that we got, but I think Gunther's a red herring too, just because of what you previously said yourself. Just like it just does not make any sense for a two-time world champion in this year alone to then just go back to winning the IC that he already broke a record for, essentially. So
I get the story though. It's the greatest of all time versus the greatest IC champion of all time. I see what they could do if they wanted to do that.
yeah,
But just going off the list here of like the people who were in the tournament, Sheamus, I know Shinsuke just lost, so Shinsuke's out. Rusev was in, Priest was in, but Priest just lost. Jay's in, Miz is out. LA Knight's in, Zack Ryder's out. Gunther and Javon happens on Monday. Penta and Finn, has that happened yet?
no,
No, but Penta. Carmelo Hayes is in it. Bronson Reed is also labeled to be in it. And then
Against
Solo.
Carmelo Hayes.
So Bronson's versus Carmelo?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Bronson,
then,
Carmelo and Finn are both gonna be out.
Look,
First round.
hear me out. All right. I need 3 people. These I need 3. I need 3 individuals. Go ahead.
real quick before you say that, there's also still a mystery person versus Solo.
And I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get to there, right? I need 3 individuals. These are my 3 people that I would love to have this moment. Javon Evans, Carmelo Hayes, and if this mystery opponent, and I don't think it is because he just popped back up, was Oba. I think going in with somebody who's like the epitome of this new era of ruthless aggression, taking out the old version of ruthless aggression, would be fucking fire to me. And you would get a banger fucking match. Those are my 3 that I want.
That mystery opponent's gonna be Joe Hendry.
That's what I've been hearing too.
Because that after Solo comes out and he gets booed the fuck out the thing, say his name and everybody gonna cheer, and he might win.
And they're looking for moments, right?
Yes.
They want moments. And that would be a big moment for Joe Hendry. He just got signed. Like, I get it.
Well, shit, he just had a big moment. He was the fucking surprise combatant against fucking Randy Orton at WrestleMania 40.
True.
42-1, whatever the fuck.
But I don't need anybody older to get this spot.
I'm with you.
I wouldn't like anybody older to get it. That sounds really ageist. But, like...
Is what it is. Fuck these old niggas.
I think that putting over Melo would be fucking solid. Putting over Javon Evans would be fucking solid. The young OGs would be great, but it would also be a really fast track for Javon. Like, he would go from, like, NXT to superstardom, like, really quickly at a young age, which you might not want to do, but it would still be cool. Which is why I think Oba would be the best fit, because Oba has had his reign as North American champion. He was NXT champion. He's been in the spotlight a couple times here. I think that guy's ready to be up.
You can't have Oba lose, so Oba would have to run the table. And then Oba would also have to challenge Gunther's record. The way have Oba pay off, you can't. So
I see.
To have him pay off, you cannot have him. Again, he's a monster. He's built the same. He can't just lose to anybody. That's why him losing to Ricky Saints was fucking. Everybody's like, wait, what the fuck? Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, but you got to get the belt off of him somehow, at some point, and you got to cash in on Ricky Saints. So, but you can't just have Oba Femi just lose to anybody. So, if I'm being transparent, I wouldn't even have Oba pop up yet in this tournament. It would be cool if Oba put John away, or whoever won the, like, say an old head won the tournament and came out to do whatever, and then Oba put him down and Oba was the next big heel, and then Oba sent John Cena packing, then cool. So that way he doesn't take a loss, or you put him in a situation where he has to take a loss. But I wouldn't. It would be cool to see Carmelo and Javon Evans.
That'd be fire.
Go at it.
I have a question. As of right now, are we still of the? Do we believe Cena is actually going to lose his last match? As of right now, are we still of the belief of that? Because my mind is starting to slightly change. And hypothetically, let's say he doesn't lose the last match. I think Javon would be the perfect person for that last match.
If he doesn't lose, like if Cena
If Cena doesn't lose, like, because then it's kind of a mimic of his first moment. He challenged Kurt Angle, he lost, but he put up a great ass fight. And Cena could just relinquish the title. You could put it in a TLC or another tournament or whatever the hell. But, like, hypothetically, if Cena was to win his last match, I think Javon would be the perfect. Out of all the names that you've listed, Javon's the best person, in my opinion. If you're going to give the rub.
I'm under the belief that I don't think, and this is just me. Nobody's telling me this. I'm under the belief that I don't think that Saturday Night Main Event is the last one. I don't think you can do. I don't think he can't do one more Mania. I don't see how Mania would be 3 months away from December, 4 months away from December, and this would just be it. There has to be some kind of Cena involvement in Mania. At least that's how I would think. So in my mind, I think that comes Saturday Night Main Event, I don't think it's going to be a clean win. I think that he'll win and then he'll get beat up or interfered or something like that. But I don't know. I think somebody asked me. I think maybe it was DT. I don't know. To where like somebody asked me whether I thought like Cena was going to do something or not. Maybe it wasn't DT, but I was like, I just don't think Cena's done. Like maybe it's my weird wrestling brain where you can't turn shit off and everything's a work, even when it's not a work. But I don't know.
I think what I'm going to choose to do is to take Jon at his word. I haven't seen a moment in time where Jon has done something that went against his word to this point. Now, this doesn't mean he's never done it, but I haven't seen that be the case. And he is so adamant about, when I said I was losing the step, I was out. I want to be out before I tarnish my legacy. I don't want to be one of those guys that continues to hang around Chris Jericho or anything like that. I'm taking him for his word. He has had almost a year and a half, almost 2 years to come to grips with this. He's talked about it in all of his interviews, that in his press junkets that he has done that have not been involved with WWE. You go all the way back to, I can't even remember what, the Ricky Stenicki. When he was doing press junkets for that, he was talking about it. He knew his run was coming to an end. So I'm going to take, I almost said his full name. I'm going to take John Cena at his word.
Okay.
And I also believe that he believes that he should go out losing, because he's always done, according to him, what he believes is best for the business, because the business has done so much for him. So I am going to take John Cena at his word. I think that's why they are hyping up this Saturday night main event the way that they are. I'm sure people have been like, look, we've had such a great run. Look at all the merch. Look at this. Look at that. Yes, because I'm telling everyone this is my last time. So people are going to buy all the merch. They're going to buy all the towels. They're going to buy all the toys. They're going to buy all the cards, because I'm saying that this is it. I'm done. So I think the moment that you decide to pop up again at WrestleMania and wrestle. Now, if you pop up and you want to like kick off somebody, WrestleMania or something, yeah, you want to pop in and do something, that's different. But to get into the ring and then perform and have a 20-minute, 15-minute match, I think you devalue all of the good faith effort that you put in over the last year and a half, and all the work and all the talking that you said. And yes, we know it's wrestling and people change their mind and they'll do anything for a quick buck. But I think the manner in which, if you've listened to his promos over this last year, I think he's cool. I think he's set. It's the same shit with Kobe. When Kobe wrote his Dear Basketball letter, he was like, I knew I was done. Like, I'm done. I'm tired of the practices. I'm tired of the ice on my shoulder, knee, head, neck, ankle. Like, I'm cool. Like, I've given everything I could give. And I think Cena's the same way. He's given everything he could give. He's got the most Make-A-Wishes. He's had the most title runs. He's come in and helped put over their bigger stars when he's been asked to. Like, he's done everything he can do. To me, I think he's done.
So I'm gonna go back to the combatants here in this tournament, and of course I told you who I wanted to be in there. But let's think about it from a business perspective. What makes the most sense from a business perspective? You have the likes of Gunther would draw views. It would be a main event match. As much as people are shitting on him right now, in a business perspective, Jey Uso is one of the biggest talents in the WWE. So I can see them doing John Cena versus Jey Uso, especially after the 1v1 at Rumble if they wanted to do that. Just looking at this list of competitors here, that makes the most sense as far as the wrestling business. Who's the most on top to have a match with John Cena, right? You could, and when I say you could, I would, but also at the same time, I understand why they wouldn't do LA Knight. I've been a huge advocate of LA Knight for years now. He's due for a comeuppance at some point. But also LA Knight's trying to be in the main picture. I would assume that this last match with Cena would be for the IC title. So, do we really want to put LA Knight back in the mid-card reign? I mean, I guess you can say that for the same for Gunther and Jey Uso, because they're all world champions too. So, who makes the most sense here?
Here's what I will say is I'm trying to change my mindset about getting too attached to main title picture, secondary title picture, etc. And I think the issue is that, or not the issue, but the reasoning for that is because there's so much talent in this promotion on both shows. They have a wealth of talent that they can pull from. That just saying someone is a mid-carder or they're bumping down a league or tier or whatever the case can be difficult when you have so many people and you're putting the title as being the thing that the story's revolved around. I.e., they literally, the women's IC is on Becky, right? Mm-hmm. For a second, they had Drew and Damian Priest going for the U.S. title. So I feel like they're trying to reprogram the audience to say, look, all of these people can't hover around this specific title or this specific moment because they're all not getting enough time because there's so many people. So with that in mind and saying all of that, I don't have a problem with someone, quote unquote, coming out of the main title picture, i.e. an LA Knight, and getting another run with another belt. He had the U.S. title. He hasn't had the IC title. That'll give him a belt to hold, something to do. People are clamoring for him to be a part of a storyline that involves a title and win a title. But the Vision is at the top of WWE right now. Jey Uso's hovering at the bottom of that cusp right now. He already lost, so he's technically out of that reign, but they could pull him at any point in time. And he's not on SmackDown. So, and you don't want to keep having LA Knight hover around the title for 2-3 years and he never captures it or captures a title outside of the U.S. title. So,
H, what you got? What makes the most sense business wise for, using your logical brain here?
Mm-hmm. Oh man, it's really hard because my mind is kind of changing. There's a small part of me that truly believes that Cena is going to do, go out on his back, which is the typical way to go out when you retire. But there's a small part of me that's maybe they want to do the Sting thing, just because whoever he's up against, they're going to get booed relentlessly. He's the first person to get Dom booed since maybe January. Chicago booed the hell out of Sami Zayn when they had their U.S. title match. But in counter to me saying that, then it's okay, then a heel should do it because then I guess that heel heat, right? So, man. So in saying all that, I don't think it's Jay. Unless you really gonna turn him heel, I don't think it's Jay.
That's what I was thinking.
That's gonna ruin his character. People they already people have already turned on him. If he beats Cena, he is done. as far as crowd reception, he's done. Like they're gonna boo. There will be no more eating. Gunther makes sense. Yeah, they will. Gunther makes sense, but also it's one of those, like, he already retired Goldberg this year. He's a 2-time world champion, longest reigning IC. He doesn't need it. Does it mean he can't have it? No. I just don't think he needs it. So to answer the question, I'm still going with Javon as of right now.
You want that black man to be booed? No, don't do him like that. Don't do him like that.
That's if he wins. Part of me feels
he's
like
gonna come out and they're gonna boo him. He ain't Cena. It has to be somebody who can take that heat. What you got, DT?
Who was the person we said that has a mystery opponent?
Solo.
Give me Randy Orton.
They could do a rematch.
Let's go back to the way things were. We did that little shit where Randy was a babyface and you was the heel, and that was cool. But you know how this shit really go. And if it's gonna be somebody that's gonna kill a legend,
I like that. Randy could take the heat.
Randy could get booed all day long because he hear voices in his head.
Yeah, no, that's very true. I just don't think they're ready to turn him into the Cody stuff.
Yeah,
like maybe that sets them up for the Cody thing.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it could be. What if Cena's a catalyst for turning Randy like nuts, and then now he's like, well, Cody's like, well, why'd you take out Cena like that? And then you build up, a fucking storyline between Randy and Cody. Because even in this show, when he wins the belt, Cody's backstage.
Yep. That's what I was gonna say. Yep.
And Cody's like, just congratulations, champ. Yeah, champ to champ. Yeah. So there's a level of respect being shown here already between the two. So all it takes is somebody to be like, okay, all right, bet. So I don't know. That's very interesting. I do like the idea of Randy. Just don't put nobody young in there. Don't do Javon like that. Nah, that's hard to like come out of, bro. You want the black man to beat Cena on his last day in DC? Nigga, you trying to get shit popping, bro.
That's why I think Cena wins. Because then he doesn't get booed. Like, it's a repeat of what happened with him and Kurt. But again, I also agree with DT. Like, a part of me, like, from what I know about Cena, which I don't know him personally, I feel like he's the type that wants to go out on a loss. So it's like, I don't know. I'm very conflicted.
Javon doing like a flying like splash and being caught into like a AA would be fucking tight. But
I just feel like Gunther's it's too easy of a pick. I feel like he's a red herring.
That's an easy layup though. He don't need it at all, but it's an easy layup. It's an easy bucket. Unless his mystery opponent is somebody crazy, like.
Listen. Randy could go through the entire tournament as a face. The entire tournament as a face. And they have been flirting with the punt kick the entire year. Mm-hmm. The way you turn Randy heel and bring Cody into this, you have John Cena take the punt kick. 1, 2, 3. The crowd is booing the fuck out of Randy. And Cody comes out that Friday or whatever it is, and it's like, why would you do that? Because Cody's a face. Cody's a baby white hot face. He forgave Cena after the nigga kicked him in the nuts. I want to fight the real Cena.
Do you want these people to have a repeat of what was it? A Brock versus Taker in the streak, right? Like, Brock didn't need to end the streak. He didn't need that. We're kind of on the. It definitely should have been Roman. We're kind of on the cusp of that, like to where Randy doesn't need it. He doesn't need to end it, but it's an easy choice.
I like the way that DT pitched it, but my only thing is if it involves IC title or not, because Randy's a SmackDown guy. They already have a mid-card title, so if it's for the title, to me it makes it less plausible. But if it's not for the title, I think DT's storyline is perfectly fine, especially if it launches into the Cody Brandy feud. If that's the catalyst that finally I like it. I like that.
Now,
The IC title part is where I'm like, okay, how does that go? How does that play out?
If Cody can pull strings 2 years ago to get Jey Uso on SmackDown, Raw, or whatever, that nigga was his own GM for a month and switched it to where Jey Uso popped up on a different show, and that was the explanation. Cody can put himself wherever Randy is at, or put Randy wherever Cody is at.
It's true. I mean, shit, even Paul Heyman told Sammy, hey, we can get you over there. So even some people have pull to get people in certain places. And perfect spin out. Because we're going to talk
this
about...
This is why we need a draft.
This is what we're going to talk about.
Ilya needs to go to Raw. All right,
we don't talk about the Vision replacing your boy with Logan Paul. We didn't have an episode last week.
We broached this topic. I don't know if you remember this.
DT, the Oracle, the OG Oracle.
The original.
He's like, how do you get the Vision hated?
By bringing in Logan goddamn Paul, right? And with that, I was like, damn, I hate this, but it works and it makes sense, right? He is, he's a mic guy. I cannot stand Logan Paul, but
that's the point.
He's a mic guy. He knows how to do promos and shit like that. He fits the Paul Heyman umbrella. He's the younger, more athletic, healthier version of a superstar. So he's healthier than Seth Rollins. So he's a perfect fit there. And
he's not as smart and cunning. And in the wrestling realm, he is not as smart and cunning as Seth Rollins' character. Right. So this is someone that can be manipulated at this point by Paul Heyman. Yeah.
Is that he's the younger, more impressionable version of what you wanted Seth Rollins to be, right? Granted, we don't get here if Seth doesn't get injured, so let's just start with that too. But he's your Gen X version of it. I guess he's more millennial, but he's your new age version of that. So my thought process, I was like, man, it doesn't really look like a good fit. But then when I started looking at it, I'm like, okay, I can see it. He's better talking than Braun, which fucked up, but it's true. And you kind of need somebody like that. Anywho, I say all this to say that he's going one-on-one with Punk. And I don't know how this motherfucker keeps itching his way into world title pictures. It's absolutely insane. This has to be his fourth one. Because he did Roman. Mm-hmm. He fought Cody.
Yep.
He fought Cena. He fought Cena too, right? Did Logan...
Nah, because Cena was a heel when he had the title.
No, because Cena aligned Logan. They were aligned for a second. Because Cena was calling him the future of wrestling.
Yeah, okay, maybe that was it. Okay.
That's where that was at the top of the summer.
So he's had 4 title shots within a year and a half, 2 year span. How? Mm-hmm. Why? What's going on here?
You know why?
Well, I know why. He got the
algorithm.
He got the algorithm.
Yeah.
He got the views.
Yeah.
I know exactly why.
How can I be cocky when I'm humble?
He got them impressions. He got the algorithm figured out for him. And I'm like, damn. So we got CM Punk versus Logan Paul for, probably going to happen in a Survivor Series. Actually, maybe after, because it looks like they're doing War Games. And
yeah, they're both in War Games.
They're both in War Games. But what do we take of this? How do you feel about Seth or Seth's replacing being Logan? Where do we think this is going to go? What does that mean for Braun? What's the thoughts here?
Hero, please, because I got a comment to make.
Okay. I don't know. I don't want to say he was Seth's replacement because there's no telling if he would have been in this match regardless or not because we have not seen him for a minute. The rumor was that it was going to be Austin Theory, but then Logan Paul showed up. But I think it adds some star power. I think it adds some I don't want to say credibility, but it again, he garners a lot of heat because no one likes him. I'm just as far as the women and the men, I'm still trying to figure out these full teams. Are they both doing 5v5, or is it they're going to be one 5v5 and one 4v4? because both these teams look shaky. But I'm fine with this addition. I am perfectly fine with this addition. I think it's a good addition. So, not sure if I answered the question or not, but yeah.
Yeah, he asked how you felt. I'm gonna be candid right now. And no one else, as much as I love Drew McIntyre, and he's definitely one of my favorites. No one else should be added to the vision. And the reason why I say that, and I mean like post war games.
Permanently.
Yeah,
like a permanent.
yeah, I mean permanently post war games, yeah. Because you run the risk of looking like the Don Callis family. And that is my fear right now. And it's not even a shot, but it is a shot.
You need 11 more niggas for that.
Yeah, you cool.
No.
You good.
No, listen, trust me. Like I'm the same. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it right now. And I'm telling you, if they add another person that is young, that's in that realm, you run the risk of it's gonna start looking Don Callis-y. Because then Heyman's going to come out for every character, and every character is going to have some sort of segment on the show. Like, you're going to come out for Logan, and then you're going to come out for Bronson Reed, then you're going to come out for Braun Breaker, then you're going to, like, don't do that. Don't do it. That's all I'm asking.
I agree with that, but I think adding Logan permanently would be fine.
No, that's what.
It's a post.
No, I'm saying no one post war games outside of Logan Paul. If you're gonna go with those,
well, we don't know if he's official.
Bruh, yeah. He just talked. Paul Heyman has talked about this man having a vision. They've mentioned it multiple times. He's mentioned it on his own social platforms. He gave them the brass knucks. He's part of the vision. This is the young. This is the group of the young that's supposed to be the future in the future. Do not add another person to this group. Post war games. Do not do it. Don't do it. You're going to ruin the mystique of being a Paul Heyman guy. 1, 2, it's going to muddy the waters for these individuals. It's going to be very hard to come out of it, I believe. So just like, okay, 3's cool. 3 is cool, but it's getting risque.
Yeah, I see what you mean. And the thing with like you mentioned with like Paul Heyman having all these dudes like the Don Callis, it wouldn't work in a WWE essence only because there's so story tied to it, which you explained. Like he has to come out and talk for everybody. In AEW, you can do it just because there's no story. You can throw a fucking Hechicero against a match against Kyle Fletcher or whoever, and it's like it's fine. Or at least no story tied to all the members in Don Callis family. Because there is stories inside the Don Callis family with Okada and Fletcher and the shit he's doing Briscoe and whatnot. But yeah, I agree. The vision should be...
Oh, no, you good. Oh, I was going to say, if he wants to, quote-unquote, pay, if you're going to keep him floating around, he's in the WrestleMania promo. So if you're going to, quote-unquote, pay Brock Lesnar to come in and out and be the heavy... Yeah, fine. If you want him to be the super heavy, because you don't want these niggas to get beat up by Roman or whatever the thought process is, fine. But don't have Brock pop up and be part of the vision, and then you got Brock, Logan, Braun, Bronson, and then we're just gonna throw Austin Theory in there and stop it. Don't do that.
You can't do that because then like there's no emotional emotional energy towards like the people you're adding to the group. Like even within the Don Callis, it's like there is a reason for like Fletcher. He's taking the young guy, he's taking them and making them who they are. He takes the best out. Don Callis' thing, he takes the best wrestlers and puts them in his group, right? In the vision, it's like you're taking like the youngest talent, but then also you got Brock Lesnar here, but we ain't seen Brock in a while. Then you're like, oh, we got Theory, but we ain't seen Theory in like 2 years. Like it wouldn't make any sense there. So I do understand that aspect. Spinning out of that, we're gonna speed through a couple of these things because we kind of went a little bit over time here. Priest lost to Rusev, which I was like, cool, I guess. But plus, Priest is doing shit with Alistair, right? So I kind of figured that like he's tied up with shit there. All right, that makes sense. Boom. Maxine gets another shot against Becky for the IC that happens next week, I think, in New York. Which I expect that to be a dope match. Maxine has been wrestling her ass off, has been training. We've been seeing her in the dungeon. She looks better the more and more times that she wrestles. So I'm interested to see what happens there.
I think Maxine wins.
You think they give Maxine the title? I don't know if he's changed titles that early between because Julia just lost hers, and then
that don't got nothing to do. That's on SmackDown. Ain't got nothing to do over here.
It does. In the world of business, somebody got to be the mainstay. Because what happens if both of them don't work out? Like, we got to keep somebody as our anchor here.
You put it back on the inaugural U.S. Women's Champion. Chelsea gonna be fine. Chelsea can win. Chelsea can lose. Chelsea can do whatever. That's why they put it on Chelsea.
Yeah, because Chelsea's Chelsea.
We don't have to worry about Chelsea. No. Chelsea can have a segment and sell the belt and not even wrestle.
No, for sure.
I think Maxine wins by fluke, and the pop that we get from the crowd is gonna be crazy.
By help from AJ?
She's gonna lose it next week.
Does AJ pop up in New York and help Maxine win?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know. That would be beneficial. Or that would be nice. I mean, and speaking of women, yeah, I mean, this women's War Games, I'm very... right now it's 4v4, but Charlotte said she's not going to be a part of it. Do you think that's going to stay?
Yeah, she can be.
Because last year Seth didn't want to be a part of it, and he didn't be a part of it. So that's why I'm asking, because it's very similar to where Charlotte was like, I have history of Rhea, which is very similar to what Seth said last year. It was like, I got a history of Roman. I'm never teaming with Roman, and he stood on that business.
The difference being Seth also didn't have any friends in that match. Sammy wasn't really. Him and Sammy was frenemies. Like they kiss, they make up every now and again. They be cool, but
he was still face. Yeah, no, he was friends with Jay.
Nigga, Jay was stomping his neck in with. Oh, anyway, okay, listen. All I'm saying is that Charlotte's friend is on that team. If Charlotte, whenever that fifth woman comes in and is stomping the shit out of Alexa, Charlotte is gonna come pull up because you're making her a face, so she has to do the face things. So she's gonna pop up. We're gonna hear the woos. She's gonna chop the shit out of whoever it is, and that's gonna be the War Games.
I got a question. So I was just looking at the match lineup for War Games right now, and for the men's, it's
already
Punk.
a lineup.
Well,
you mean the teams? I thought you meant the card.
No, it's teams. Punk, Cody, Usos, and a TBA versus Division with Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre in a TBA. Who injured Jacob Fatu?
It's just
we don't know that yet.
Well, no, I mean story wise.
Oh, it's a whodunit. They think it might be Drew, but it's a whodunit because he said he didn't do it. Cody said he didn't do it. They can always make it end up being Drew, but it could be somebody else. Who knows?
Well, I'm like, that's the only person I think would make sense to join the last spot for the the baby faces. Oh, besides Roman, my bad, my fault. He said he wasn't gonna be back till Christmas.
Bro, his face been on that poster since goddamn May.
That's
he's
true.
the fifth. He's the fifth one.
He's true.
Like,
to me, it doesn't make sense.
Who the fuck is gonna be who the hell is going to be on the opposite of that? Like, is it going to be the Brock?
Yeah. Why not? I just said he's a super heavy.
They're not losing that match. Brock's in it. Brock's winning that match. Like
Brock might not take the pin.
The heels will probably win because they're still trying to make Division a credible team, and also the baby faces of the last time a heel has won was the Bloodline one, which was 3 years ago. So the heels are due to win. At least on the men's side, the heels are due for a win. So the Division will probably, especially if Brock is in it.
Jimmy's in this match. Jimmy taking that pin.
Next topic.
Jimmy
I keep telling y'all I don't like when niggas do this.
I'm trying to tell
y'all be playing with Big Jim, bro.
Jimmy's in this match. He's taking that pin, bro. You're not pinning Punk. You're not pinning Cody. You're not pinning Roman. You're not pinning
Well,
Jay.
You can't say you're not pinning Roman. Respectfully, Roman has been pinned 3-4 times now.
He's not being pinned again. Not before. He's not being pinned one more time before the year ends. Not gonna happen. Then you really won't see him until Christmas. Next Christmas, 2027.
Let's make a side bet. We can make a side bet.
He's been pinned twice this year, 3 times if you count the Cody loss. But Roman does not lose like that. But it's not saying that he couldn't. But story wise, it would make the most sense if it was Roman. Jim unfortunately, he makes the most sense. Otherwise, it should be Jay. I mean, Jay's the one that's on downhill right now, as far as like his mental and like him being between face.
It could be Jay at the risk of Roman. Let's say Roman missteps, and then
Spears Jay.
Yeah, like because that's exactly what happened to Roman, right? Like Jay,
I told you to get out of my way. What I say?
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. You gonna do that?
I told you I didn't want to see you till Christmas.
That exact same shit with his goddamn red glove is gonna be fucking Jay's fault.
Actually, the gloves have been white and black, but yeah,
that's fair. I don't know. I don't cook chili.
That sound like me writing, but yeah. Did you say cook chili for the track? Nigga, on to the next topic, bro. This nigga. While I got my Jade shirt on, it's cool.
Quick little turn here. Stephanie wins against Raquel, and we see that Nikki Bella post-match attacks Stephanie. Anybody surprised here? Anybody?
No.
Oh my god!
She literally said, "You gotta watch your back. You never know who you can trust." Nigga, that's the first nigga to tell you that is always a nigga that's gonna stab you in the back.
And Nikki Bella is the prime like diva era heel. Like this is in her bag.
And she's better as a heel.
Yeah, way better as a heel. So
I'm more shocked that people were upset about it. Like SRS, he was extremely upset about this. Like, there's a lot of people that were upset and like surprised. Like, that's where I'm more shocked with that. Like, I'm like, other than that,
have your criticisms for it, but like, I'm not going to sleep, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think that.
I don't know. Like, there was people writing paragraphs about it. I'm like, it ain't that deep. Like, and Stephanie needs a nice feud. And who better than a vet right now? You know, who is better as a heel anyway? So.
I was shocked by the chant from Boston. As
a Pats fan, I'm telling you, I'm not shocked. We know how hateful Boston is.
What they say? Fuck, it was
like
Cena left you. Cena left you. Clap.
It's crazy.
Even though she left him, you know.
Right, but you know,
short term.
Wrestling fans think they can just change the story.
I mean, niggas pivot all the time.
I mean, it's better than what they could have changed. They could have brought up her real life marriage situation, which, you know, that would have been.
Half the niggas don't even know that she was married. They just think that she was with Cena. Like, so respectfully, yeah. I'm glad that they said Cena left you, because it could have been way worse. Like, cool. Sheamus beats Shinsuke, and he moves on to the tournament. And then post match, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte face the Asuka and Kairi. And Asuka and Kairi come out with the belts here.
Put some respect on their name, Kabuki Warriors.
I don't like that word.
I mean, it's Japanese.
I just don't like the word, so I don't say it.
Does it sound dirty to you or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, girl, let me see that Kabuki.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. Like,
well, when he says it like that, of course it does.
Like, nah. It's in the word. It's in like the bag of words I don't like. It's like mukbang. Like mukbang just sounds gross to me, and it's like
I don't like mukbang either. It's a weird way to say like a nigga who eats a lot of food. Like you could just say, I don't know. But
I don't like it.
Lash and Nia come out, which helped cause a distraction for the Kabuki Warriors to get said titles. And right now it looks like it's 4v4 with Charlotte and Alexa, Io and Rio versus Lash and Nia versus the Kabuki Warriors. But if it's going to be 5v5, who do you think each member of the other team would be?
Well, everybody's saying. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, it could be a Becky AJ, it could be a Becky Maxine, it could be a Nikki and Stephanie. Like, there's a couple lanes that they could choose.
Becky makes sense. Becky AJ makes sense. Like especially if if what we say happens, where AJ costs Becky the belt, it makes sense that those two would end up inside War Games, right? It also makes sense that if AJ does show up and maybe Becky still retains, that you still interfere in my business, we can go meet up at War Games here. So from a business aspect, that makes sense. I seen people kept mentioning like Bianca, but I think Bianca said her finger's still like a little messed up.
No,
She's still healing.
Like,
and why would
And
she
that's
do
random
that?
as hell.
yeah,
It's like,
like
that'd be
it
really
just
random.
for star power, Becky, AJ. That's my two choices.
Yeah, I don't have any other thoughts, so I'll just run with that.
Word.
All right.
I just think putting Maxine in War Games could be dangerous. So
Nah, ain't nothing dangerous. If there's one thing this week has told you, is that women can get dangerous. Because you know why? Blood and guts, people. We're talking about blood and guts here. AEW kicks off Dynamite this week. 3 matches. Women's blood and guts match, Hangman versus Hobbs, and the men's blood and guts match here. I don't know what I'm gonna let y'all talk because I have.
you didn't watch it?
No. I definitely watched it.
Okay, what you mean you gonna let
Yeah,
us?
you will.
Yeah, what you mean you gonna let us talk? Eh?
I'm gonna let you because whatever I say is gonna be like you, the resident sicko. Of course you love
Yeah,
this shit.
yeah,
So,
you the
like,
AEW savior.
like
A lot of my notes is for possible counter conversation. But I'll say this: it was a one-match show. The women did their thing. The
Balled
women
out.
War Game, the women's blood and guts match was great.
Balls of fire.
I don't want to say it was great. It was really good. It was better than what I expected per se. There is a lot of issues I had with it, but the match compared to the men's, I think it was way better paced. It was less irritating. I think the women really showed out, and honestly, I think the ending fell flat, which we'll get to, but I think the women showed out.
Okay, DT.
Kind of along the same thing. Like I started falling asleep during the men's match,
Okay.
so that will let you know my interest in that. But the women, I'm trying to find where are all my text messages because we were on FaceTime the whole time.
Yeah, we were FaceTime. We FaceTimed and watched the whole women's match together.
The women's match was fire. It was for what I'm used to from AEW product. To put that kind of a match and show on regular television was
For
pretty
the
dope.
free.
That was pretty awesome. So shout out to, I don't know if he listened. He probably don't. But if you ever hear it, shout out to Tony Khan for putting that on regular television on TBS and letting the women ball out. There was a couple things I had an issue with.
Giving him credit for no reason. It's always on TV. He don't deserve that.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Hands
Hands up,
just
don't
joking.
shoot. Hands up, don't shoot. The women's match overall, Sky Blue was bleeding that heavy too early for me.
Yes,
I like that. I will say this: I had a problem. I'm gonna sound like a hater, but it is what it is. 2 of my problems revolve Mercedes. If every woman in that match is bleeding, you need to be bleeding too. And
Nah,
then
she took the Okada route.
Nah,
Yeah.
if you gonna do the belt gimmick, then bring all the belts in.
Okay.
Bring them all in. Bring all 12 in, and y'all have a belt off. Don't just
Bring
give
6
your
in.
6 belts in to your teammates. No, bring them all in. And this is my match. Bring them all in. But we knew everybody was gonna be bleeding like a stuck pig, except for Mercedes. I called it at the beginning. I was surprised she even took a bump in that, because she worried about her win for Full Gear next week. Shout out to Chris Stadlander. I definitely want to shout out Harley Cameron. What a great performance. Shout out Willow. Who else? There was somebody else I
I'll
want to
tell you.
shout out.
MVP.
I like.
Marina
Who?
fucking Shafir.
Actually,
Bruh,
I wasn't.
No?
I wasn't mad.
No.
I wasn't mad at her.
No.
I wasn't mad at her.
MVP Marina Shafir.
absolutely.
MVP.
Oh my gosh!
But
oh my gosh!
I will say, stepping on glass and then taking the glass and stepping on somebody's chest is crazy.
That's fire, bro.
No, bro, that's not fire.
Nonsensical. It
fire.
doesn't make any sense.
It
I
don't.
hate you.
It don't. But it's fire.
Tony wrapping the tape backwards so her hand was sticky, shoving it in champagne glass, and then punching somebody in the face.
Blood in, blood out. Some old Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, I was cool with that. Also, why do Mercedes keep kissing Tony? Like, what is that?
Tony kissed
Why?
her, and then it's the spot that happened beforehand.
Yeah, but like,
I don't know.
Like,
I'm over it.
anyways,
I'm not complaining.
and there was one moment that I hated. Somebody did the old school and then jumped from one ring to another ring to do like a diving. Was it Sky Blue? It was somebody. I was like, what the?
I think it was Julia Hart. Because we were on the phone. I was like, that made no sense.
Yeah. Now we just doing shit. We just doing shit.
Yeah, they just doing shit.
But the women's match carried. I will say that the women's match carried that show. Shout out to them.
Yeah, the women's match. So yeah, real quick. The Sky Blue bladed way too early for me. Like, and the thing with it, it's not the fact that she got color. Like, we knew that they were going to get.
It's going to happen.
It's just that like, it was first 8 minutes in the match. You cut really deep. Like, that is very dangerous. And I shout out to her for being a trooper and like keep like carrying on the match. But you were like, she was leaking, and the part that I guess is the most irritating about it. It's not the fact that it was too early. I mean, that is a huge part. I guess it's a tie. It's the fact that it was too early, and it came from a bump that we barely
The
saw.
spot was weird.
I rewatched it, and it's like, oh, she just ran into the cages, or she, Will just storage it. Like, I'm like, there's no way you get that kind of color just running into a cage, So it's like it could have, like, they could have timed or placed that better, but I feel like a lot of them were like, it's like it's our time to show out. You get the jitters, you get the eagerness. It's like, all right, we balling out early. So I'm not going to I'm not going to dock off too many points for it, but I'm like, it was a lot for me in that sense. One of my biggest nitpicks though is that they all were wearing white, and I'm like,
yeah, you're supposed to show the blood.
No, bruh. No, yes, but no. Like, first
for
of all,
TV purposes, you can't be in black and call blood and guts. We don't see anything. You got to put the white on so people see.
But both teams are wearing white. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Everybody looks rugged.
There's no bro. You look.
That's
like,
production.
You look like
you have to do that.
Listen, I will say this: if I'm someone who is like, if that was my, if I never watched wrestling, and Harold called me and was like, "Hey, yo, you need to watch Blood and Guts. It's gonna be fire." And everybody came out of white. I'm gonna be like, who are the teams? Who's who? How do I know? Like, as somebody on the outside looking in, how am I supposed to tell who's good and who's bad? Because y'all all cutting each other, y'all all fucking each other up. But like, that's why I'm gonna do comparison, but whatever. But that's why when you see like the Bloodline do they shit, they was in all black and red, or they was in all red or something, and then everybody else was in something else. So you could be like, okay, the red team is supposedly the good guys, and they fucking the black team up. But it's like white on white on white on white on white. I don't know who I should be rooting for.
They looked like a bunch of cheerleaders doing a car wash in like the mid 2000s.
That's crazy. I ain't gonna say all that. That sounds misogynistic. I wouldn't say that.
They're all wearing white t-shirts and like.
Yeah, but they look like cheerleaders, and then everybody's getting cut. What cheerleader getting cut and bleeding everywhere? That sounds kind of crazy. Relax, nigga.
I got it. Okay.
Not you. I was talking to DT. That nigga needs to relax. I see you.
Shout out to Harley Cameron.
A really cool spot that I really did enjoy, because I gotta at least give some of the positives. The point where Tekla and I think it was Julia, they like went through the
cage,
the pillars, the beams or whatever.
That's fire.
That was cool to me, because I've never seen that. That was cool as hell to me. There were actually really cool spots. There were some that I didn't like the nail bed thing that Marina did to Chris. I didn't like a lot of the outside stuff, because to me,
the Death Rider bed.
That was fire to me. I ain't gonna lie.
It was cool. It was kind of cringe, but it was cool at the same time. It's just one of those moments where I have a problem with this match as a whole, or at least the way that this company does the match, because there's a lot of outside stuff. But I also agree that you need to differentiate yourself. You got to be different. So I understand it. So again, I'm not going to dock too many points off of that. But there was a lot of outside stuff, and I'm like, it makes it hard for us to focus it's already a crazy ass match that's long as shit, in all companies. So it's already hard enough to focus, and you guys have a bunch of stuff going outside. So to me, it just makes it busy. But yeah,
I'll give them credit with just the production in this particular show in general, because there was a lot of production spots I was watching I really liked. For example, when they're shooting the match, they're inside the cage. Sometimes they're outside the cage, and it just fucks up the way you watch it on TV. So I definitely appreciate the fact that you have the cameraman inside the ring, so everything looks fucking clear. At some wrestling shows, you can see the holes for the camera inside the cage. It just doesn't work for me. So I like that. There was a couple of spots in the Hobbs match we'll talk about, but for this match in particular, I rock with everything except for the ending. But the ending, and we'll get there, but it was just I need a definitive winner, right? That's just how I get down. Mm-hmm. But as far as the spots of this match, when Marina throws the fucking glass mirror back at Tony, fire. Love that shit.
That was a spot.
That shit was tough. The Mercedes stat table spot was dope. I did like the giving the belts out. Okay, yeah, you bringing weapons to people. That's cool too. What else was there? I do agree that Sky Blue bled way too early. And off the spot, that didn't make any sense because I think I was eating. I raised my head up and she was gushing. I was like, what happened? I put my head down for 5 seconds, bro. What happened? And while she was doing it, if you watch the match, there was kind of some time where Willow was chanting, not chanting, but taunting and shit like that. So she's been on the ground for a really long time here, obviously doing the bit for the blade and whatnot. But I was like, what spot required that much blood? So yeah, dislike that. I said, I think Marina was the MVP. He may disagree with me, but I thought she was fucking badass in this. And I'll tell you why. Because the glass spot where she stomps her foot down in the glass, okay, cool, right? But the tie-in to that, for me, and just me watching, is that she's not afraid of, the glass. Mox is afraid of glass. Mox tapped out twice in glass. Who's in there laying in a fucking sleeper hold in the glass it's nothing to her, right? So I feel like they're saying something in that in itself, too, to where it's if she's able to take that, why can't you? And if the next coming weeks or whatnot, Mox ends up getting snuffed out by Marina or Pac at some event, I'm telling you that the things are starting to line up here. Just with that.
You think they're gonna have Marina be the leader of the Death Riders?
Honestly, at this point, I think she would probably be the best choice. As Pac loses too much. Claudio, we love him, but I'm sorry, he can't talk. I'm not going to buy him as a leader. For sure, I'm not going to buy Daniel Garcia. Garcia.
It would make more sense for Marina to do it.
Can she talk?
She's at least opposing. No, but she's at least opposing looking.
Yeah, she's it's funny, but she is the more threatening out of the two, and she has been the more familiar on screen presence. With the Death Riders, it's always Mox and Marina. And it would be the one that was closest to you to backstab you, similar to Brian and Mox. Brian was right next to Mox in Blackpool, and so he got taken out by his right hand. It makes sense that John gets taken out by his right hand. It's just the nature of the beast, I guess. But yeah, I loved her. Loved her in this match. She had some dope spots in here. I love the tapping out of or the strangulation of Mina. The mirror spot was dope. I love the fact that there was a moment where I think Tony was punching her, and she just ate them shits and got up and just starts scrapping. I loved the way that she was presented in this match. So much so that I thought that she should have got the pin because she looked the strongest to me, and that's just me.
No, she was a part of the finish. I mean, she was the one that had the chokehold. if I'm not
Right. I
mistaken.
thought
Right?
I wanted to, like a 1-2-3, like a pin finish. And
Yeah.
get into that, like,
I thought they said I thought it was by submission or
Or pin.
surrender.
yeah,
Yeah,
surrender. Submission, so there's no pin though.
Well, yeah, but I guess I was looking for more like
wait,
a
submission and surrender is the same thing, is it? Essentially, you quitting.
tap out versus saying I quit. Because remember, Jack quit last year with the Flames,
Well, no,
with the
Jack didn't quit.
flamethrower.
The Bucks quit for him because
Yeah,
they
there
didn't
you
want
go.
him to see him be set on
Yeah,
fire. And then
submission
also
leader.
the very first Blood and Guts, or no, it was either the very first one. Jericho's team quit because MJF was going to push him off the top of the cage, and he pushed him off anyway. So I would say that there's been at least 3 to 4 blood and gut matches with similar endings, which is one of the reasons why it fell flat to me. The other reason why it fell flat to me is because, honestly, for story purposes, I think it would have made a lot more sense if it was Willow, the one that they were beating up, and Chris quit the match for Willow. And the reason I think that would have made more sense, let me land the plane. The reason I think it would have made more sense is because they're still doing this. Or can they be back to being friends again? Thing. And it would have progressed their story to where eventually they will come back to being friends because I quit this match because you were in danger. Yeah, I turned on you a year ago, but like things are different now. I'm women's champion. Like you're doing your thing. Like I want to be friends again. I've been trying to reconcile with you. You're getting jumped. I'm quitting this for you. And also, you were the first person in the match, so obviously you have the most battle damage. I think it would have made a lot more sense if it was Willow and Stat. Instead of Stat being both of them were asleep that entire time and had nothing to do with it. I think it would have made a lot more sense to me if Chris quit the match to save Willow.
I think they gave you that tidbit of them like going that will they won't they to kind of let you know that that's still a story that's going to happen, right? It's just foreshadowing. I do think that Chris kind of still has her hands full because you still have to defend your title at Full Gear, so it wouldn't make any sense to throw that out now per se. But I do understand, like that could have been the way that. Wait, what?
Mercedes just won another championship.
Yeah, because she's fighting the Grilling Hog. Yeah, there was a title there. That makes sense. Not make sense, but I kind of saw that coming.
I didn't even know that she was fighting somebody else.
Yeah, she was fighting the girl from Indonesia or Malaysia or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Nora Diana, and then her 763 day reign.
Yeah, that I feel like I sent that over to the chat. Anywho, getting back to what I was saying here. It makes sense in the way that they won this match. I'm pretty sure the finals for the tag team tournament will be Bane and Marina versus Tony and Mina. So you needed something that the baby faces could like get their lick back with. So I see what they're doing here with that. Also, Triangle of Madness is still beefing with Hayter, and Aminata has to get her lick back too. So they couldn't have had the finish either because you still have a story like that's tied there. So I understand why they made, that ending happen. Did I like it per se? No, but I understand it. Yeah, but all in all, I thought the match was great. Loved this one. This is the only show that I was at work. I was like, I got to rewatch this. There was a lot that was happening, so I had to rewatch the entire show. Outside of this, we get into Hobbs and Hangman, which I think they did a great job too. I think Anywhere's Fall, they were actually wrestling the crowd. They were out there inside the crowd. I think there was I was laughing because there was a lady in the crowd, like, not really sure what the fuck was happening. Like, clearly safe. They weren't going to touch her at all, but she was freaking the fuck out. Like, they were just like, oh my God, what the fuck what's happening? They're too close. Hobbs bouncing off of like the what do they call it? Hangman reverses like the power driver, ends up just dropping Hobbs off the table. He like bounces like 4 feet off the table or off like the padding, which was like insane in this match. The steel step spot was solid. finish of the match here where he hits Hangman hits Hobbs with the boot, and then Hobbs falls to the table. One of the production spots that I like in this was even though there's no way in hell that the power could go out based off this little like transformer blowing up, but they made the illusion of it with like the lights flickering and whatnot. So you kind of got the atmosphere of like, oh my god, the power almost went off based off him falling through. Like this little box here is powering up the entire stadium.
Somebody in the back was like this.
Yeah, for sure. Just flicking the switch and had them motherfuckers geeked. But I like that level of production. That's showing me that you care for the product. You're trying to like give the illusion that this was a big deal that happened. So I like that a lot. Outside of this, we can get into the men's. I know we're kind of like rushing here.
Okay, well, before we
and there was a spot with Ricky.
I gotta say my piece with this. The match was good. I'm not going to take that away from them, but it did not need to be a false count anywhere match when you already have two blood and gut matches where people are going to be bleeding and using weapons and all this other stuff. I was like, when DT and I were FaceTiming, like, well, then what is the cooldown match? Or is there a cooldown match? And there wasn't, but we got a lot of FTR, beating up old people segment. So that was like the time for people to cool down and, have their adrenaline go down a little bit or use the bathroom if they needed to.
Right.
Yeah, the match itself was cool. For me, it's the ending. Because, the rest of the ops, they come out, they beat up Hangman. And there's a moment where, like, he gets hit with a chair multiple times, which that should be it. But then Samoa Joe just picks him up, puts him in a corner, and then starts doing regular jabs. You don't go from hitting someone with a chair to just regularly punching them, which sets up Hangman to get the comeback. Then Eddie Kingston and Hook come out, and it sets up a cage match for Full Gear,
Joe.
which is fine. But it's like we getting 2 cage matches right now, and you gonna tell us we got to watch another cage match in a week from now, and that's on top of if you don't watch WWE because obviously they have big war games too, and it's like couldn't think of a different stipulation. So that's it. That's my only thing with it. The match itself was good.
Complain about cage matches? You complain about cage matches.
No, just like
what else would you want?
If you wanted to fight me in a cage, dumbass, well, that's all you had to say. So it's like, bro, like it could have been a last man stand, anything. I don't know. But you don't like. We just got 2 cage matches.
Put me in on a pay-per-view. Put me in the cage.
But it's a regular cage match, and it's a regular cage. After we just saw 2 crazy-ass cage matches, you're telling me next week I gotta watch a regular one? It's one of those things where I say, like, they just kind of do things backwards sometimes, where it's like, you do the stipulation match first, then a normal match, and then all the, it's just, I don't know. It could have been something else. I don't know. That's it.
I feel like this is the one time when they did it the right way, right? Like, because normally it's like, in wrestling, you would fight like he's fighting the heaters, right? So this week he fought Hobbs. Next week or this Saturday he fights Shibata, and then he fights Joe on Saturday. So I think that like that was actually set up pretty well. But yeah, getting into the men's here, men's War Games, Darby Roderick conglomeration of Kyle O'Reilly, Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy versus Claudio, Garcia, Mox, Pac, Wheeler Yuta. I'm gonna just give you what I thought was like the dope parts of the match here. Hey, did you see her?
He should.
I don't know if it. I don't. I think he's frozen my end. But
yeah, no, he's frozen on my end, but I think he's fixing something.
Okay. Well, okay. I'm gonna go through it here.
I'm good.
I love Mark Briscoe and Yuta on top of the cage for the same reason I said in the beginning of the show here. It just reminded me of the Armageddon Hell in Cells where like you're wrestling on top of the cage. I thought that was a really dope like spot that they did, and the production for that because they had a camera up there too, so you didn't have to do like no zoom out stuff. Like I'm just paying attention to like the really small details. I like the fact that Mox used the remnants of like the women's match. Although I wish he kind of brought in some new shit, but they used like the broken glass from the women's match, which is cool. The finish of this match I loved a lot. Just the callbacks. Kyle O'Reilly had them dead to rights. The first two matches they had with the submissions, and both of them Moxley got away. One of the times he had punched the ref out. This time he couldn't punch the ref out because there was nobody there for you to punch out. And also like the tie-in that we once again know that Mox's weakness is submissions. He can't get out of submission holds. Like that's his weakness is that he quits. And that stems back from July against Hangman. He quit against Hangman. He tapped out and quit against Darby. He tapped out and quit against Kyle O'Reilly here. Like we have continuity, which is what people have been begging for in AEW. Is like something that makes sense. And clearly we see that Mox's thing is that he can't hang with the submissions. What else is dope in this spot here or this match? Darby being lit on fire, or not lit on fire, but
I mean, he might as
being
well
thrown to the fire table
for like 5 seconds.
It was like 3 seconds, and he rolled out into safety. Once again, probably
3
behind that
seconds is
curtain
a
was the
long
goddamn.
time to be on fire.
It is. It's a long time. And
If you
also
put your hand on the
continuity.
stove
He
for
lit
3
Mox on
seconds.
fire, and he got lit on fire. So like, there is continuity in you being lit on fire too. You can't light him up and then not get lit up yourself. Spot was dope. I loved Pac throwing him into the flaming table. It didn't make sense. I didn't know where the fuck Gabe Kidd came from and his affiliation with the Death Riders. He just popped up out of nowhere. So I'm like, are you? I guess the term was mercenary. I guess he gets hired by the Death Riders to just pop up every once in a while. Orange Cassidy getting his hand stapled in his pants. I thought that was clever too. Like, there's some really cool spots in this match. I thought that was dope. Nothing. Oh, y'all. You know what?
I mean, listen.
You know what?
No,
We just wrap this bitch up right now. We just cut. You know what? Ain't nobody want to talk. Nobody want to say nothing. You ready to go home? We can go home.
I think the women did a much better job.
Y'all ready to go home?
Absolutely.
We can go.
Way better pace. Like what DT said, women did better. It was super slow. Like it was really slow until
It was
because
slow.
what Mox was like the second to last to come out, and then that's when like weapons get involved. Not that I'm like weapon horny or anything, but it's like it just felt really slow. Although I don't mind a flaming table. I just would prefer as a flaming table. If you're gonna do something crazy like that, to me that should be part of the finish, and it wasn't. And that was the moment when Excalibur was like, "Oh, this match could end outside of the ring," and I'm like, "What?" Because I didn't even know that. Like as far as all the rest of the blood and gut matches that we've seen, I didn't even know that was a rule. It is what it is, but.
I thought it was. I thought it was like 3 minutes from the match being over. Like I think they went from that into Mox like tapping out.
Yeah, but
If I set you on fire, you got to take the pin.
And that's what I'm leaning towards.
Okay.
Yes, credit to what DT just said. But that's the next part I was going to go to. Yes, I do appreciate that, even though it's only been 3 weeks. I do appreciate that there was a story being told between Moxley and Kyle O'Reilly. I appreciate that, but I don't understand. Like, it's very similar to when Briscoe beat MJF, right? Beating MJF should mean something. Beating Moxley should mean something. So are we saying Kyle has the Rocket? And also, I thought this was Darby's feud. Like, I feel like, in my mind, Darby was going to be the person who got the win, not Kyle. I'm not mad at it. It confused me at first. I had days to digest this, so I'm not mad at it. It just is like is all this was just to push that particular story that Moxley's weakness is the tap. Okay, let's let it play out. I will see where this goes. But that was just a little confusing to me in the sense where it's like, why is Kyle like this? Again, this is a character who doesn't win a lot at all, and he's the one that wins the war games for everybody. Is just like or blood and guts, and it's like okay. But I appreciate them telling that story with the tapping thing, so I'm going to let it be. But yeah, that was my thing. To me, it was just slow. I think the women it was just better paced.
I think he's losing control. I think the story that we can kind of talk about with the Death Riders is that, like, I think Mox has been losing his grip on his team, right? We saw the first inkling of that is, why is Judah talking to Statlander? Like, why is he over there? He's trying to get her to, like, come into the Death Riders. Why are you recruiting people? You can't bring nobody in here, right? We then see that Pac comes back and Pac is doing things doing whatever he wants to do. And so much so that when when the table got lit on fire, Mox's facial expression was like, whoa, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like, he had no idea, like, they were even going to go that far. I think he's losing the grip on his team. I think that's the story. The story we're witnessing now is the downfall of the Death Riders, but it's actually, like, the downfall of that version of the Death Riders. To where I think maybe we will see, like I said before, a Marina take him out, or a Pac or somebody of that likes.
She gonna be the Solo to his Roman?
I guess you could put it that way. Yeah. I guess you could put it that way. Especially if... I don't think she'll win the tag belts, but if she gets close enough to where, like, it makes sense, like, yeah, and I think this was a good inclination to where, like, they can kind of see and do a little, feeler.
Question.
Yeah.
Would you have her take the TBS belt off of Monet?
Yeah, if it made sense. Like, right now?
She
I don't
got
know.
like, no, she leads. Like I'm saying, if she becomes the leader of the Death Riders, you need some gold. You need something.
You
It
do.
can't just be four goldless motherfuckers walking around.
I mean, it's been four goalless motherfuckers walking
I
around,
mean,
I guess.
Yeah, that's
it's like 6 of
that's
them.
at the end of the.
You do, and I only say it needs to make sense just from the aspect of, like, heel purpose, like heel babyface purpose, like, or whatnot. Like, I need to see that. And to be honest, I kind of need to see, like, a tester before you get TBS. So let me see you, like, do like a.
What's the belt? What's the tester belt over there?
Mercedes already has that too.
Unless she beats Athena.
Which one is that?
TV title.
That's true, like an
ROH.
ROH belt or TV title or something like. I need to see, like, that transition first. That's just me personally.
Because
real
she's
quick,
not finna be in the women's picture, and
Probably not. At least not anytime soon. But that just reminded me. Shout out to seeing Queen Aminata and other homegirl during the match of the women's Blood and Guts. But both of them were
yeah.
also wearing white, which made me upset. Because again, it just makes it confusing. And it's
No,
like,
I'm not
they didn't
wearing
even get any blood on them. Yeah, Aminata was wearing a white shirt, and so was homegirl in the sling. And I'm like, y'all didn't even get any blood on you. What was the point? But again, what you said just reminded me of that. Anyway, back to the men's. What else do we have to say about this? Actually, now that I think about it.
No, I think we're wrapping it up here. I think
Okay.
that's kind of it.
It's,
I love the show, but I'm the resident sicko, so
I mean, it
but
was
I also love
easily
Raw,
one
too,
of their better
so.
shows. Yeah, it was easily one of their better shows this year, as it should have been. We're not a ratings podcast, but they were in the 600s, which is good, especially based off this new system, because this new system's been effing up everybody except for like actual football and basketball and stuff. Yeah, it's just I'm very curious to see how they do this following Wednesday, and like, because knowing them, everybody who was in this match is going to be on TV, probably having a match again too. And I'm like, what are we doing?
Nobody's gonna sell the injury. That nigga Darby about to be perfectly fine. You know what time it is. Like,
No,
we've been here
no,
before.
fire doesn't hurt people in this company. Like yeah, fire.
No.
Fire might as well be a pillow.
Yeah, for a TV program show, solid. I think this was like, in 3 matches, it did its job. Everybody was excited. I'm seeing really positive reception from it. Solid performance from y'all. Y'all did your shit. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
yeah, Jade's match was a minute too long with B-Fab. Shit should have been 30 seconds.
Yeah, I did see that.
Somebody clocked it at 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
But I think they're doing the powerhouse gimmick with Jade.
No disrespect to
resulting-
B-Fab, but it should have been a punt kick, 2 power bombs, Jaded, and we are out of there.
Yeah.
Like, just no. And Michin is next, and I love Michin, But if Michin's match is not longer than B-Fab's match, then that's crazy. But both of them matches shouldn't have been longer than a minute. And then that's my SmackDown review. And we will see the YS6 versus MFTs is definitely happening. It is absolutely happening.
It is happening, but it's not going to be in the damn War Games, thank God. And also, they did announce that we're going to get a traditional Survivor Series type match with MFTs, but it's going to be Sammy, Ray Phoenix, and a couple other people.
Like elimination?
It's going to be a typical Survivor Series type match. And he said 2 weeks, so I'm assuming it's going to be the go-home show. Which is a while since we actually
I did see that. Actually, it's going to be that Friday. Yep. Shit, what do I got to get at? Well, I'll say this. The tables in Blood and Guts didn't sell for nobody. Every table in the Blood and Guts did not break properly. I thought at first, like, okay, the women just didn't have enough power behind it. But I saw, like, Wheeler Yuta slide off the table. Like, he gets... like powerbomb through and just slide. So whatever tables they had, them bitches was no sales.
They didn't pre-cut them the way they should have.
Nah. Them was some lunch tables.
That just reminded me of something that we talked about before we started the show. The top of the cage moment with Briscoe and Yuta, it was flat as well. And it's not because I want someone to get thrown off or jump off, but we have been conditioned for years that if someone's on the top of a cage, either someone will fall off or someone will go through it. And the only thing that happened is a head chair shot, and I'm like, okay. It
and
just,
a Dre driller.
It just felt flat. And it was like you might as well just not even climb on it. But
I knew that they weren't.
Yeah.
Because the announcers, I think Brian was like, somebody might fall off, and Tony's like, I hope nobody falls off. And I was like, once the announcer's like, hey, don't do this dumb shit, in his way of saying don't do this dumb shit, I knew it wasn't going to happen. Like, there was a table spot where, like, he had Daniel lined up on the table, and I was like, he's not jumping off the cage onto, like, single Daniel Garcia. There's no way that you're, like, okay in that. That's where I'm like, yo, that's too crazy. Plus, like, the way that the cage was set up, like, I don't know where you would have done them to go through, because part of the cage was an opening, and the other parts of it was, like, closed off. So, and I don't know if, like, the two pillars, or not two pillars, but the two, like, layers that were on top of the cage even fell through an opening. I thought they were just, like, there for support beams. Either way,
I
do understand. So. We're conditioned to, like, somebody better go off the cage, or somebody better go through the cage.
And then all you see is, like, a finisher and a chair shot, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's still, it's a moment. It's still a moment. I'm not going to take anything away.
It's definitely a moment. Just because we haven't seen it done in a long time. Like, we haven't seen anybody climb on top of Hell in a Cell in WWE in a minute. Like, when's the last time I actually seen a Hell in a Cell in WWE? Was it Cody and Seth? Was that the last one? Or Drew and Punk?
No, that was
Drew and
Punk and Bad Blood.
My bad. Yeah. And even then, they did everything inside the Hell in a Cell. But, like, nobody's actually climbed up and got on top of it in a long time. So I do respect them for doing that. Like, that's cool.
I think the last time was, like, 2017 when someone Undertaker threw Shane off or some shit. Or no, it might have been when Shane tried to...
Shane taking bumps like that in 2017?
It might have been when Shane tried to kill Kevin Owens, but Sammy finally turned heel and saved Kevin. It was one of those two, which those were, like, back-to-back years. So, yeah, it might have been, like, 2017. 2018.
Yeah, like...
It's the last time I saw someone, like, go off the head, so... Or some shit like that.
Yeah.
No, I respect it.
Also, like, I don't know if... Like, I want to see it, but I don't know if, like, grown-up me would be okay seeing it. Like, I want to be entertained. But, like, don't die on my account.
Yeah.
Like, don't... It's cool. Like, live to fight another day. Like,
yeah.
So...
That's fair. All right, people.
Yeah.
Wait, you got anything you want to say?
No.
All right. We're going to get out of here. We'll catch you guys in the next one. The next one, what's that, the 22nd? I think Full Gear is either the 22nd or the 23rd.
Well, the 23rd should be...
Year.
Yeah.
And Survivor Series is the 23rd, right?
I swear it is. Hold on.
I think so.
Full Gear is on the 22nd, and then
Damn, I just
Survivor
missed it.
Series is it the 28th for Survivor Series?
Might be 20. It's a Saturday, so it might be.
The 29th. So Survivor Series is the 29th. So next week will be Full Gear, and then the week after that will be Survivor Series. Yeah,
Word.
we got a couple pay-per-view episodes lined up for you guys, and with that, we're gonna get out of here. It's been real. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Too sweet, Space Cowboy.
Believe in the wave.